Right?
No, usually it's one of us doing that.
I know. So she's chosen the sweet way to do it, not the broadcast.
I'm not. You know what? I don't know how to. I don't know how to do that.
Hey, Kit, real quickly, I know you wanted to chat last week and things were kind of crazy, but if you want to do it today, I can do it after the noon, so at 12:30. If that's something that you have time for or you still want to do,
Yeah.
give me a call today and we can take care of it.
Cool. Cool like that. Cool like that. Hey. Is
All
my
right.
video okay?
What's that, hon?
Is my video okay?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay, good.
Looking good, Kim.
Yay.
And welcome everyone into the News 4 Forum. The show we don't just watch, we're asking you to join in. We're talking about hot stories, trending topics, viral videos, and the latest in your tech news. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're starting off this morning with a look at what is trending online. Locally, the most read story on mynews4.com is famed motorcycle family member dies after crash. NHP has confirmed that 59-year-old Kevin Ness was thrown from his motorcycle after his bike was struck by a vehicle on I-80 eastbound near the Wells Avenue exit Wednesday afternoon. An investigation into the crash is ongoing and no charges have been filed. Nationally on CNN.com, the most read story this morning is Obama tells rich, keep your fancy homes. According to CNN, Obama said in an interview with The Economist last week, he's not trying to, quote, stir class resentment. However, he said he obsesses over the fact that under his watch, those at the top are getting a larger share of the economy, whereas middle class and working class families are stuck. On FoxNews.com, the most read story this morning is man in Afghan army uniform opens fire at base in Afghanistan, killing at least one American soldier. According to Fox News, officials said that 3 people were killed, including an American 2-star general. The incident took place at the Marshal Fahim National Defense University military training facility. It was established by the British military. And trending on Twitter this morning is hashtag Baroness Warsi. She resigned over the UK government's policy on Gaza. She tweeted on Tuesday morning saying, with deep regret, I have this morning written to the Prime Minister and tending my resignation. I can no longer support government policy on Gaza. Well, now on to our viewer voice segment where we ask you, the viewer, to chat with us about some of the trending topics of the day. You can find these topics on our Facebook page at 9 o'clock in the morning, on Google Plus as well. And all you need to be live on air with us is have a Google Plus account. Circle me, Melissa Carlson, and let me know you're interested. If you have a Gmail account, you have Google Plus. You just don't realize it. All right, our first and only topic for today. Marvel continues to overhaul its superhero lineup. Some of its most popular characters have changed race and gender. But our on board. Jason Carroll explains.
Overwhelmingly, the number of superheroes out there are white. That's just a fact. But it's also a fact that we're dealing with a business. If businesses want to attract more people of color, you may want to start creating superheroes or characters that reflect those people that you're trying to attract. The question is, does it work? The answer is not always. Captain America, that World War II hero, he transformed into a superhero. Well, he's transforming again. This time Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon, is African American and he will take over the role. And then there's Thor, the blonde, muscle-bound, hyper-masculine Norse god, will now be a woman. She will be wielding the hammer. Her name will still be Thor. We've already seen what happened to Spider-Man, Peter Parker. He's now Miles Morales, who is biracial, black and Hispanic. And don't forget Nick Fury. He's played by Samuel L. Jackson in the Avengers. He went from white to being black. And then there's Miss Marvel. They switched her from being white to a Pakistani-American Muslim. Now, some people will say if you check out any number of these comics, you'll find that superheroes are going through all sorts of dramatic transformations. Some are coming back from the dead. They're being put in suspended animation. This most recent issue of Captain America, he's traveling through time. So they say, what's the big deal if you change up a character's race or gender?
I think female characters are a little underrepresented in comics, so I think it's a good thing for the industry to change it up a little bit.
As a half black, half Puerto Rican male, I'm all for it.
Well, not on board with this are the traditionalists or the purists who say whether it's Superman here, we also have Flash, or Batman, these characters, these superheroes, should remain the way they were created.
There's just certain characters that's who they are. You just can't change them.
We gotta create 5 new Asian X-Men because there aren't enough. Like, that to me is not the purpose of a good comic, you know.
And that was Jason Carroll reporting. So comics, long loved by a lot of people here in the U.S. and beyond. Do you think that we should be changing things up to kind of diversify? Or no, people like them because they are traditional, they are what they were and have been for a long time. Starting off first with Kempton in Canada. Kempton, your thoughts. Is it time to diversify the comics, something that's beloved by so many?
I think it is, but at the same time, I would rather they create a brand new hero, female hero, powerful, good-looking, or whatever they want to put as her characters, as opposed to change the sex of an existing superhero, and then like it smells too much like they want to make more money to me.
Yeah, why not just make new characters? Maybe it's because they don't have the following as the other ones. I don't know. It's a good question. Steve, what do you think about this? So they just leave well enough alone? Thor is always going to be the guy without the shirt and the big hammer, or no, it should be tried out as a woman character, a female character?
I don't know. The trend in all the media seems to be going in that direction where you're diversifying. I don't know. Comics, I read them when I was a kid and put them down and just never picked them back up again. And when I say I was a kid, it was like 1st and 2nd grade. I don't get much into comics, but the trend is going that way, so it's diversified and equality. So it's fine with me. I agree with it.
All right, Tony, what do we have on Facebook?
Mark says, totally against it. I'm not against female superheroes, but Thor has been a male superhero since the beginning. Jim agrees, saying Thor is a male and Odin's son. Weak. But Michelle says, you know what, I think it's awesome, shows women empowerment. Anything a man can do, women can do as well. Stop underestimating women.
All right. Awesome. We would love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post those comments on our Facebook and our Google Plus page. And if you post it before 11 o'clock, there's a good chance that Tony will read it live on air. All right. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for being with us. All right. Coming up next, looking to make Facebook actually work for you instead of against you. Sometimes that happens. Well, social media coach Kim Beasley joins us next. All right, Kim, you ready to go?
You muted, Kim. Anyway, I've got to run. I've got lots to do. See you guys.
Bye, Kempton. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. I'm unmuted. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Our first question is, why do so many people make such a big deal about Facebook? What's the big deal about Facebook? How can I get connected to Facebook from a personal standpoint? What benefits does Facebook offer to its business users, and how can people get a hold of you? Sound good?
Sounds good. LinkedIn is next week.
What's that?
LinkedIn is going to be next week, so I'll mention that at the end.
I'm sorry, Kim, can you say it one more time?
I said LinkedIn is going to be next week.
Okay, LinkedIn.
So I'll mention it at the end.
Awesome. So let me prompt you on that, okay? Before I tell people how to get a hold of you, I'm going to say, so Kim, what are you working on for next week? I need to stretch a little bit here, so I'm gonna ask you that question, and then I'll ask you how can people get a hold of you.
Okay. How much time do I have?
3 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna get me, aren't you?
The 3 minutes, nice and tight right there at 3, Kim.
I'll give you your 3 too. I can't see today.
Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys, about this camera. I don't know what's going on.
I'll pretend like I see you nodding your head and doing your hand.
Yeah, I can tell what you're doing.
You can tell, you can hear it in my voice.
Yeah, when you're smiling, when you're pursing your lips.
Yep. We know.
That's kind of creepy, but
we know you.
Antonia is a creeper.
Okay, got my starter clock ready to go.
Good job.
I usually don't use it.
Welcome back, everyone. It's one of the leaders in social media giant, if you will, but do you feel like you get lost in the world of Facebook and you'd like to have it actually work for you? Well, social media coach Kim Beasley is here to help with a few suggestions. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for being with us. So what is the big deal about Facebook? I mean, I think I have my idea of why I love it, but what would you say are some of the big reasons why people go to Facebook?
Well, Facebook is just where everybody hangs out. You know, their friends are there, their family there. So they choose to be on Facebook, first of all, connecting with others. And it gives them that opportunity to feel safe and comfortable on social media. And then there's group engagement where they can find their friends from high school. Oh, gosh. Not that I want to see any of the pictures from high school, but you can share pictures, you can reminisce and all that. And then friends are there. Like I said, a lot of people find comfort in Facebook because that's where it is familiar to them.
And if someone doesn't know much about getting on Facebook, maybe they're new to it, how can you connect on a personal standpoint on Facebook?
Well, one of the things that Facebook has is the capability of creating groups. If you're not comfortable creating a group, you can always join a group. And guess what? There are groups about just about any topic that you want to cover. So hobbies or political groups, religious groups, you got all these different types of groups you can just research on Facebook and find a group to participate in. There are also fan pages. The difference is groups are more can be private, whereas fan pages are public. Anyone can see and find them and engage on them. And then finally, there's that engage word I love to say when it comes to social media. You can engage others. So when you're participating in groups and participating on fan pages, you can find people that you can become friends with.
Yeah, a great place for parents as well when you've got questions like, is this normal for my kid? Not only the right answers, but at least you get a little bit of comfort, or you can from some other parents. Great place for recipes. So how can it benefit businesses? Because it definitely can.
Oh, yes. Facebook can benefit businesses. Just keep this in mind. As a business, you will have to pay to play. And what I mean by that, sometimes Facebook limits the number of people who have your page circled to view the information that you share. And basically, they have it to where you can boost a post or you can pay for visibility into people into your target market. So you can engage on your pages. You have page insights that tell you who's coming and doing whatever on your page. And like I said, you have promotional tools.
All right, all week long. We've been doing this for a few weeks now where we have you talk about different groups. Next week, we're going to be talking about LinkedIn. If you have a question for Kim, you can reach her. How can we reach you, Kim?
KimBeasley.com.
All right, a lot of options there. Kim, thank you so much. I appreciate it. A lot of great information. Reach out to Kim. She's very helpful. All right, coming up next, we take a look at our forecast with Tim. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you, Melissa. We don't talk about air quality that much during the summer, but we have some fires in the region. Unhealthy for sensitive groups is where it sits right now, so take caution as you head outside. Your forecast coming up next.
It felt kind of funny not being able to see Melissa. I was like, so
Kim?
you going,
Kim Beasley.
Yeah,
I give you 3 minutes and you take an extra 20? Who? What?
No, I'm sorry. I kept trying to. Okay, let me explain what happened here. What had done happened is, my phone kept falling.
What had happened was
I had my phone up and it kept falling down, and I just finally just left it falling down. I didn't think to look down again. I'm sorry.
Well, it was bad on my part because I couldn't give you any kind of visual cues of, like, you know, the head bobbing, the normal stuff that I would give you. So.
And that's what I'm so used to looking for. That's what I gauged of the wrap up.
So you'll get a pass this time, Kim. But Kim, you got to keep it tight. That was an extra 20 seconds. I gave you an extra 30. Woo.
I'm pointing at myself, and I'm putting myself in timeout. Timeout.
God, I wish my kids would do that. Just put themselves in time. You know what? Just say, you know what? Mom, I screwed up. I'm going to time.
Kids to put themselves in timeout. Really?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Oh my gosh.
You know how I don't like to get in trouble.
I can hear you now, Amanda, but when I was doing this, it's just because we were coming up on a time that I needed to know how much time we had left, and I had to make a decision. Either asked him another question, or I cut her off. So.
And I'm good about that. I'm good. I'm cool.
Okay. Are we?
Ask me about air quality.
Air quality. Okay. How are we doing on time? Perfect.
You might mention, you smelled the smoke.
15.
If you did this morning.
I didn't smell smoke. I smelled rain.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take off. I got some stuff going on. In fact, I think it's
Welcome back. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us with a look at our forecast. Loving this rain. Got to do some baking yesterday because it was cool enough to actually heat up the oven. But there are some things going on. We're talking about some concerns with the air quality.
That's right. Yeah, we do have smoke from some of the fires burning around the region. I know it's surprising in the summertime. A lot of times we don't have to talk about air quality, but we do have smoke in the area as a result of a few wildfires burning all around the California area mostly. And that is getting trapped in what's called a stable layer. It's very similar to the inversion in the wintertime. So we have a lot of smoke out there mixing in with the rain. You know, it's funny, usually air quality will improve when it's raining, but this time around, not so much the rain causing that stable layer. But you know what? It's out there. It's unhealthy for sensitive groups. Just use caution if you are in that category: heart problems, lung problems, etc. Otherwise, you know, the rain has been really nice out there. First, we'll check out a beautiful sunset from Darlene. Thank you so much, Darlene, for sending this in to us. It's on our Facebook page. It's our cover photo if you want to go check it out. Like it while you're there. Like us as well. KRNV News 4 on Facebook. We got a lot going on there as well. So we do have our almanac to look at. Now, this is a 12 or 24-hour period ending at midnight last night. 76 was the high. That was not in the afternoon hours. That was just after midnight 2 midnights ago, and that was when we were at the warmest part for that 24-hour day. Otherwise, we ended up in the 60s for the afternoon. Lots of rain around. We picked up over a half inch of rain in that 24-hour period. We're almost up to 0.9 inches of rain at this point from this system. So this is definitely a soaker for us, and it is good news all around. Still only 59 degrees in town right now. Very cool out there. Calm wind. Lots of cloud cover. Humidity at 93%. It really doesn't feel like August out there as you step out the door. 63 now in Carson City, 61 in South Tahoe, 59 in Fernley, and 63 in Silver Springs. Hard to imagine with highs, typical highs or average highs into the 90s this time of year that we're talking about 50s and 60s out there at 11 a.m. It is definitely cool out there. Mainly cloudy for the southern half of our viewing area. Northern half still dealing with some scattered shower activity. Heavier showers now pushing through parts of northwestern Nevada. Much more isolated as we make our way into eastern Nevada. That's going to be what we see later on today across western Nevada. So things will become more isolated to scattered in nature, but still a lot of moisture in the air. Could see some heavier showers and thunderstorms too. And then everything kind of quiets down, still picking up on the models for north central Nevada as we make our way through the overnight on continuing rain out around, Winnemucca, Humboldt County, up into Elko County. Either way you slice it, there is a flash flood watch in place for today in green, and that is for heavier showers and thunderstorms that could be slow moving. But things breaking apart, not quite the heavy rain that has been across the area over the last 24 to 36 hours. We should start to see that come to an end and things break apart into more showery activity. Only the 60s for the highs around Lake Tahoe today, into the 70s for western Nevada. That's counting on some sunshine breaking out in between the clouds. If we don't see that, we may not see these numbers. 78 in Elko, 77 for the high in Eureka. Back over toward western Nevada, lots of 70s and 80s. And again, some sunshine breaking out, and that could lead to more showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. It has been definitely a wet couple of days here, and that looks to continue for the rest of today. But again, the heavier, steadier rainfall coming to an end, breaking apart into more isolated to scattered showers.
We are going to head out because it's
and then we start to see those rain chances going down. Starting on Wednesday, just about a 20% chance of rain each and every afternoon, and that goes until about Saturday. All right, time for my weather video of the day. All the rain down in southern Nevada has led to some